Well, on to other news tonight. The Republican-led Congress declaring war today on the Affordable Care Act as GOP lawmakers officially launching efforts to repeal it.
But President Obama isn't going down without a fight. He went to Capitol Hill to save his signature legislative accomplishment. KCAL 9's political reporter Dave Bryan has details on the showdown in Congress. Dave.
And a showdown it is. Repealing it will be pretty easy. Now, replacing it, that's a whole other issue. Even before President-elect Donald Trump is sworn into office, Congress is already working on one of this most controversial plans, like repealing and replacing Obamacare. And today, the Senate took the first step, and the battle is on again over health care.
The ayes have 51, the nays are 48.
With that vote in the Senate Wednesday, the bitter battle over Obamacare has been joined again. But this time, the Republicans have the majority, and they're taking dead aim at the Affordable Care Act. The stakes are so high that both President Obama and Vice President-elect Mike Pence rallied their respective parties on Capitol Hill for the showdown.
Obamacare has failed. All the promises of Obamacare have been shown to be false and broken promises.
Thank you. Look out for the American people.
Burbank Congressman Adam Schiff attended the closed-door meeting with President Obama, who urged Democrats to fight the dismantling of his signature achievement tooth and nail.
For many people, this may be life or death.
Schiff says the impact of replacing or changing health care coverage could be especially catastrophic in California.
Enormous amount to lose. We could have very substantial numbers, hundreds of thousands of people lose their health care depending on what the Republicans in Congress do.
Not to be left out, President-elect Trump fired back, tweeting out the Dems own the failed Obamacare disaster with its poor coverage and massive premium increases. It will fall of its own weight. Be careful. But for now, at least, specifics on what would replace the Affordable Care Act are in short supply among Republicans.
We have plenty of ideas to replace it, and you'll see as the weeks and months unfold what we're talking about replacing it.
They have no replacement plan because they can't agree. They don't have the votes for a replacement plan. So to repeal and then delay is an act of cowardice. That means we don't really know what we're doing.
The Republican plan to cut health care wouldn't make America great again. It would make America sick again.
Vice President-elect Pence told House Republicans President Trump will barnstorm across the country to raise support for the GOP plan. But Republican consultant Reed Galen, based in California, agrees that could raise the possibility that Barack Obama could lead a post-presidential barnstorming campaign to save his signature achievement.
Having a former president who is not leaving Washington, D.C. is simply moving up the street, and without another party leader to take his place, we should not expect that he is going to go gently into that good night, especially, again, if it's going to be, when it comes to how his signature piece of legislation, his signature move as president is going to be handled.
Well, clearly, this is not an issue that's going to be resolved quickly or easily. Right now, both parties are gearing up for a full-blown battle over health care coverage. It's entirely possible that the resolution won't even be clear before the midterm election. That's in 2018, Elsa.